Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for March 26, 2021. So the first thing I want to go over with you is the pre-order for Art Blakey's Moanin' and Hank Mobley's Soul Station. This is going to be by far and away, I think, even more so than the Lee Morgan title, the biggest of the releases so far. Even more so than that first batch. Get your pre-orders in on that now. If you haven't noticed already, these titles sell out and none of them have come back in print. I'm not saying they're not going to come back in print. They're going to come back in print. That's really Blue Note's goal with this series, is to keep good sounding, good quality, affordable jazz in print. But it's taking. Everybody's really, really far behind. So if you want it anytime soon, now is your time to get it in. If you don't get it on that first wave, that first batch that is released, there's a good chance you might be waiting 6 months. Or you go and do something stupid and buy it on eBay for $75 like I've seen some of these titles go for. The Tone Poets, the Blue Note Classic Series stuff, none of that stuff is out of print. It's all in print. There's no reason to be paying over retail for any of it. You got to be patient. It's coming back. Don't pay $100 for Chet. I mean, it's coming. You just got to be patient. As far as the many, many phone calls I've gotten on the Black Sabbath for Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell, from what I hear from the label, something's going on. They were delayed probably about 3 weeks from today. I know you guys have been calling me. I haven't gotten any of them in, and I ordered a lot of them. I'm going to get a lot of them in, but as of now, we're looking at a 3-week delay. Another title. It's in print. It really hasn't even gotten released yet, like the Sade box. People are selling that Sade box for 2-3 times retail. It's not necessary. It's coming. Same thing's going on with the Heaven and Hell. It is coming. You just got to hang tight. From what I hear, we're looking at, a 3 weeks out. I'm going to do a pre-order for a title that is not something I normally would do, but a lot of you guys have asked for it, and I'm going to do it. And that is Taylor Swift's new album, Evermore. It's coming out on green vinyl on May 28th. So right now, that is available on the website for pre-order. All right, so not a huge week, not a ton of stuff, but a few key things. I want to start with the Chet Baker stuff. These got delayed repetitively. They finally came out, and when they came out, Chet Baker kind of trickled out. They would send 21 week, 5 next week, a couple days later, I get 10 more. Finally, I got my whole order at once. I got everybody covered. All the pre-orders are filled. And now I've got extra copies of the Chet. I also have Chet Baker Sings, and Chet Baker in New York, and I forgot to grab Chet Baker Plays Lerner and Low. That is the 4th title. Right now, I have all 4 of them. So get them now. Just like the Blue Note Classics and the Tone Poets, they're going to sell out. They're going to dry out. Everybody's going to wait 6-7 months to get the second run of them. If you want them, don't wait. They're great. I mean, I've showed you guys in the past, but I'll show you again. I mean, they're all stout and tip-on jackets. They're all analog. They're cut by Kevin Gray. These are the same titles that were released in the box set about a couple of years, maybe a year and a half ago at this point, maybe 2 years ago. These are the individual titles that were in the box set. So I've listened to them many, many times. The sound on them is fantastic. Okay, so the big release for this week, Neil Young's Shakespeare. Really, really good. This is Neil Young live in 1971. Live is almost a little misleading because the whole time I was listening to it, now granted it was in the store, going-ons was happening, but I didn't hear an audience. I made the comment to one of the guys here, I'm like, boy, that was a very unimpressed audience because they didn't make a noise. But it's a great concert. It's a great performance. The set list is fantastic. He's doing tons of hits. Old Man, The Needle and Damage Done, Ohio, A Man Needs a Maid, Heart of Gold. Fantastic. Sugar Mountain. This is a really, really good record. And it comes in 2 ways. So you can get just the standard 1 LP version, right? This is what I end up getting just because I want to see it on DVD. So apparently the story with this was Neil Young was going through his archive looking for future projects, and he found the original 16mm film for this. So this particular version is the vinyl. It is the vinyl, the DVD, and the CD. So you've got the full package here, pretty much everything you're going to get. And they are numbered as well. This is number 7024. Not that that matters, but it's a nice solid little box. So as much as I actually want to see it, I don't really know how I'm even going to be able to watch it. I think I'm going to have to ask my son if I could borrow his Xbox, because I think at this point that might be my only DVD player in the house. Okay, so a title that should be in print, but really hasn't been consistently in print for the last couple of years. Friday Music did it a while back. Boston. Self-titled, but Friday Music did it a while back. There's an import version of it that I can periodically get. There's a picture disc of it that's floating around. But Sony's got it now back in-house. It's on the Sony Legacy. And now you're getting around for around 20 bucks. It's available. This is one of those albums, as people are getting into vinyl, this is one of those albums that is constantly bought. Rumors, Led Zeppelin stuff, Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, Boston self-titled. It should be in print. It's nice to see it's actually back in print. Finding used copies of it are getting obnoxiously, it's like Fleetwood Mac Rumors. They just keep going up in price. It was a record that was in a dollar bin for probably 20 years straight, and now it has actually become $20 record. It's crazy. So this, Teaspoon in the Waves. Never heard it. Got it today. I'm looking at that. I'm like, man, look at that description. South African sought-after jazz funk disco rarity from 1977. I looked at that. I'm like, man, oh man, I got to hear this. Cracked it open, played it. It's absolutely fantastic. This really could be a blaxploitation soundtrack straight from 1972, 73. You know, this absolutely funky. Really, really funky with kind of a jazz backdrop to it. But really, really, really good. Fun record. Okay. This is weird. Allman Brothers, Fillmore West. January 31st, 1971. It says first time on vinyl. I was almost positive this was the version that came out on Record Store Day. It's dated 2020. It says it's the first time on vinyl. I know I clearly got this earlier last year. No clue. Not really sure what's going on there. But it's a really good show, really good concert. From the Fillmore West 1971 box set. Assuming it's the Record Store Day version, which I am. Some Martin Denny. Let's see. This is from Jackpot Records. There's a little trio of Martin Denny records that came in here. We got Exotica, Hypnique, and Quiet Village for all you Pee Wee Herman fans out there. These all three are on Jackpot Records. Let's see. Stereo. Exotica is actually mono. The other two are stereo. These Liberty 1950s Liberty Martin Denny records are extremely in demand, and they are very, very hard to get in clean shape. These records were just, I mean, these records were played to death. You do not see them in good shape. So it'll be nice to actually have those in stock. I would say, you know, especially with a certain crowd, this is very, very in demand and will sell really well. Evanescence, The Bitter Truth. This comes in two flavors. There's a standard black vinyl version, and we've got the indie exclusive, which is on clear vinyl. Another album I listened to today, and this is actually quite fun. This is David Bowie in jazz. So this is a little bit of everything. This is various jazz-oriented artists, doing David Bowie covers. This is everything from like a Julie London, Peggy Lee, swanky nightclub, cocktail lounge jazz, you know, covers, to more Indian world music, gypsy jazz covers. I mean, it's quite an interesting record for sure. Quite a few people were like, what are we listening to? Okay, more Dio. Boy, they are pumping Dio out. Every couple of weeks I'm getting Dio. Now, I've not listened to this particular title, but I've gotten 3 or 4. They did Blondie. Ear Music is the label doing this. They did Blondie, and I think essentially what this is, you know, this Ear Music, from what I've seen so far, they're doing a lot of stuff that was on DVD, but the sound quality has been absolutely fantastic. It says on the back, mastered from vinyl, but it definitely wasn't just a rip right off of a DVD. It seems like they put some effort into it from what I've heard. I've got the Alanis Morissette. There was Blondie, No Exit. There was a few titles that they've done. And like I said, the sound was really, really good. But a lot of DIO titles coming out these days. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Illumination. This is a 2 LP set with bonus instrumentals. So yeah, you've essentially got Lovely People and Elevated instrumental. George Lynch and Jeff Pilson on red vinyl. The Antlers, green to gold on opaque tan vinyl. This is on Anti, so this is the indie exclusive variation. This is a title that I've actually been asked about quite a bit, which shocked me because Elvis, for the most part, is a relatively difficult sell this day and age, but this is actually from the era of my favorite, my favorite Elvis era, which is early 1970s, late 60s, Las Vegas Elvis. I've talked to you guys many times on the channel. Elvis, my favorite artist of all time. I know most people prefer his, early rockabilly, Sun Records, early RCA stuff, that rockin' Elvis, pre-military, but I really dig the 1970s Elvis. But yeah, this is limited to 2,500 on red vinyl, and they're all numbered on the back. This is number 279. Okay, Tina. The Tina Turner Musical Original Cast Recording. This is from 2000, and it's copyright 2019. Okay, Spoon, Gimme Fiction. So this is a color variant. This is newly recut from the original masters, but this is on a split colored vinyl. We're looking half red, half white. Fu Manchu, Godzilla's Eating Dust +4. With a nice vintage Panasonic quadraphonic receiver on the back. Cavetown's Lemon Boy. I have absolutely no clue what even kind of music that is. Papa Roach, Greatest Hits Volume 2. I feel like I've showed you this, guys, but if not, here you go. Papa Roach Volume 2. This is the limited edition deluxe version. 21 tracks, 4 exclusive lithographs. Each vinyl record, there's 2 of them, are on a unique colored vinyl, and there's 3 previously unreleased tracks. Okay, here's another album I tried to sample. Did not go over well. Black Unity Trio. 1968 free jazz. From what I saw online, I think I looked this up. This is like, buku bucks, 500, 1,000, 2,000, one of those unobtainium records. But I wanted to give it a listen to. I didn't get very far. A lot of you guys know my wife does not like avant-garde jazz. And this is kind of like, if Archie Shepp would be considered, loungy, this would kind of be where this falls in. I mean, this is really some out there stuff. So, of course, the first thing out of my wife's mouth is, would you please turn that baby jazz off? And that's her name for avant-garde jazz. She refers to it as baby jazz because to her it sounds like children playing instruments. So I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I'm going to have to give it a try a little later on tonight. But yeah. Okay, I wanted to show this one more time because this is no longer orderable by me. These are going to dry up, and if you do not have one, you are not going to get one before long. Jane's Addiction, Ritual Habitual. This was the Rocktober vinyl version that came out in October. They did a first run of them. They sold out really, really quick. They became a $100 record. They did another second and final batch. That's where these came from. It is now, again, out of print. Right around the time they did that, they did Nothing Shocking as well. Now Nothing Shocking has been deleted. This has been deleted. I can no longer get either of the two. Get that before people start, time goes on. People will try to be getting $100 for this record again. It's a staple on vinyl. It should be in print, but it's not. But yeah, that's it. So I'm having a lot of shipping delays from around the world. There's a lot of killer audiophile restocks I'm waiting on. I just haven't got yet. Check us out on Instagram. I'm going to post if I get anything midweek. If it finally comes in, I'm going to put it on Instagram. Also, I'll do a newsletter possibly. If you're not subscribed to our newsletter, go on the main page, www.theingroove.com. Go to the bottom of the front page. You can put your email on there. I generally send one email out a week at the most. But that's it, guys. Until next time. As much as I want to see it, the fuck was that? You think it was supposed to do that?